Welcome to the Phoenix Prosperity Podcast, where wealth meets legacy. Join your host, Tim Fergestad, as we explore the journeys of Phoenix's finest to success and beyond.
Hello, this is Tim Fergestad. Thank you for joining us. I'm very pleased to have Caitlin Penny with me here today. Caitlin is changing the world by design. Love that line. As the brand expert and CEO of Copper Theory Creative, she creates designs that give entrepreneurs a powerful first impression. She has been awarded the Young Professional of the Year award and has been featured in Shout Out Arizona, United Colors of Design, and Canvas Rebel magazine. I don't know that magazine, but that's a great name of a magazine. I would have to check it out.
Right.
She's also the Arts Commissioner for the city of Chandler and an ambassador for the Dames in Greater Phoenix area. Dames is a national thing, right? So that's like a local chapter. Okay. Mm-hmm. The Dames. Okay, very cool. All right. Welcome to the show, Caitlin.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you for making time today. So let's start in reverse this time, because I'm interested in sort of your more community-based stuff. Well, like the city of Chandler, how did you become the arts commissioner there?
Sure. So I'm not the only arts commissioner. Okay. There is a team of us. Okay. So there's 7 other ones besides myself. But nice. Yes. So I was appointed by the mayor of Chandler when I lived there. I don't live there anymore. I live in North Phoenix. But what we do is I play a part in commissioning the artists. So finding the artists that would like to do a mural or a sculpture or some sort of installation. Okay. We find them, we work with them to figure out what kind of art we would like to work on, and then we pay them. Okay.
Is that fun?
I love it. Unfortunately, being a commissioner, I don't get to do the project, but sure. It
you get
gives
input.
You a different sense. Yes. Yeah. And it's a great way to be a part of the community.
Okay, excellent. Mm-hmm. Okay, now tell me about the Dames. How do you get involved with them?
Sure. So I'm an ambassador of the Dames as well. And basically the Dames is a national chapter or a national organization, as you mentioned, and I'm an ambassador of the Phoenix chapter. This is a very high caliber group of women who make 6 figures plus. And what we do is we focus a lot on the personal relationships that happen in business first, because the business comes very quickly after that. And so why not establish relationships and support one another? I got involved. Oh gosh, I've been involved for a few years now. I can't remember how exactly I got introduced, but it's been a really great way to collaborate, learn about what's happening in the women's world of business, if you will. And it's just great to be a player in a way that I can support other women in their entrepreneurial journey, no matter what stage they're at.
Okay. Great. Thank you for that. So why don't you now give me a snapshot of Copper Theory Creative? How is it going right now, and maybe some background?
Sure. So Copper Theory Creative, I am the CEO, owner, brand experts, wearer of all hats. And I make your brand come to life. I started the company back in 2016 at the age of, I just turned 24. It was 2 days after my birthday. I remember I got the paperwork in the mail and I was like, yes, happy birthday to me. And I started off as a graphic designer and printer. And those are the services that we, meaning I, offered in the beginning. And then as time went on, the pandemic happened, things like that. There was a transition. We were working on a lot of trade show designs and just displays for your business, a lot of the printed in-hand material, collateral, swag, things like that. But everything died during COVID, and we realized that the direction I was heading was also becoming a design agency anyway. So it was a great just kind of push off the cliff, if you will, into being that digital agency. And then after that, I created a team. So there's now 6 of us, and we offer a plethora of services. The idea here is, I know we're on a podcast, but raise your hand if you've ever worked with a marketing company. Mostly everyone in business. Keep your hand up if you had a crappy, interaction or experience with a marketing company, mostly everyone keeps their hand up in that situation.
Okay.
Our purpose here is to establish those personal relationships, and we become a partner in your business. And so therefore we get to know you. You understand what we're doing it, why we're doing it, and when we're doing it. And I also have the team to implement that. So think brand strategy and then implementation.
Okay. Excellent. Your wording there reminded me of some people who do like a fractional CMO scenario. It kind of sure. Do you have any experience with that? I don't know how to break this down for our listeners, so I'll let you do it.
Sure. So fractional CMO, I play that part in some of our client situations. We have some larger companies that we work with where we come in and work on the marketing strategy, whether it's an internal team or maybe you don't have an internal marketing team quite yet. So bringing in a third party, on one hand, kind of saves you money. No payroll, no taxes, no benefits, that kind of thing. But at the same time, you get a team of 6 instead of 1 person. And we work within the company to just figure out what comes next, what are the next steps. It's all based about strategy because everyone needs marketing, but even if you're looking at competition, your marketing plan isn't the same as theirs. So we come in and really listen to what your goals are and reverse engineer that.
Okay. Just a little more on that. If somebody, I guess part of for being a fractional CMO would be perchance being invested in the company, right? Getting equity in the company instead of fee for service. So, have you had any of those situations?
Sure. So I've had a couple of those situations. We do a rev share agreement. And basically what that means is in addition to the services that we're providing, we also get a chunk of the revenue that comes in because of what we've created for that company. Okay. So whatever.
Because a lot of startups just don't have the revenue yet, but they need you right up front.
Right. Okay. Exactly. So even if you are in a startup situation, I was working for a startup real estate tech company, actually. And so we had an agreement like that. And basically what I did was help them build the internal workings of having a marketing team. And then we had an agreement on the rev share. And as time went on and they were making money off of the efforts that we put into it, it was a good situation. And I very much enjoyed it because, there's skin in the game.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Okay. You mentioned that everything is marketing. I didn't appreciate that until more recently.
Okay.
Coming from science, a scientific background, there was like zero marketing. It was totally off my radar. Really, so was kind of networking, like you were talking about your women's network and other stuff. I didn't appreciate the value of a lot of that. Yeah, you get one mentor and you work with them, type of thing, and it's very different. And use wisely, that sort of thing. But and when I started doing real estate investments, it's I go buy a house, right? You flip it, you rent it out, whatever. You're not really marketing, maybe to get tenants or something. It's not a big deal. But once I transitioned to start doing apartment syndications, right, and I started having investors and passive partners and stuff, I realized, wow, okay, and now I'm definitely a marketing company. It took me a while to figure it out, but I see it now, and then that opened my eyes to realizing that yes, everything. My wife is a physician. I'm like, she still has to market herself, even to her clients when they come in. It's a lot of it's sales and marketing and trying to pre-frame situations and conversations and all sorts of things like that. Incredibly valuable and important.
Yeah, definitely. No matter what stage of business that you're in, whether you're a solopreneur or a part of the team, all of those pieces are important. Not to mention the company culture, but in this sense, I like to say that we help you believe in the brand that we already believe in. So we help you believe in your brand just as much as we do. And basically what that means is we work with a lot of our clients on personal branding itself, because whether or not you realize that you have a personal brand, it's just whether or not you've stepped into those shoes yet. So a great question to ask yourself would be, how do people perceive you? And sorry about that. So how do people perceive you? And when you do ask yourself that, you'd be surprised at the answers that you get. And so how do you capture that? How do you put it online? Do you like it? Do you want to change it? Who do you want to be as the face of the company?
Right. These are all great questions and things that I did not appreciate. This isn't something I was thinking I should be putting all over the internet, right? It was, but I have Oak Street Assets is, I have a little logo and stuff, and that's not, somebody's not going to go see that and go, oh, I'm going to go invest $250,000 with that logo, right? They have to know the people behind it and what's going on, type of thing. And so it's still very personal. You have to have a relationship with them and so forth, but it does help me reach more people because they know sooner if this is something they want to interact with or not.
Yeah. Well, and you bring up a good point that I'm thinking about too, is one of the best compliments I've received is your in-person brand matches your online brand. And that was an accomplishment for me. You have no idea, being a brand expert, how important that is to me. But I think it goes for everyone else that owns a business as well. And then, I'm kind of surprised with you being in the real estate industry. I feel like relationships are really important. And even if you're a consultant or, a wholesale buyer, seller, that kind of thing, the relationships are key because it's a very transparent industry and there's a lot of stuff going on at all points. So you have to find creative solutions in which to conduct business with other people that you want to work with.
There is, it can be, and there's a lot of affiliates, right? I mean,
yeah.
Some people, right, they have a broker and they have a loan helper and others. When I was doing smaller projects, I wore all the hats. So I didn't, again, I was stuck in my my little world of I can do it all and should do it all type of thing because I can't do it all.
Yeah, right? Well, same. So I tried to learn about, basically, I know how to do all the services that we provide. But it's a matter of me not wanting to. And so what do I need to do as a CEO versus working, in the business, and I need to work on the business as the CEO. And a lot of your power partners come into play at that point. That's how I built my team. And that's how you get title agencies and different people that can help you with the transactions. And I think it's super important because, you should be out there as the owner of the business, making the sales, selling the contracts, and then have a team that can support you on the back end to make everything go through. And making sure it's a good team is really important because,
for sure,
you don't always get that right the first time.
Right. Yep. Okay. So what sets you guys apart? What comes easy to you that others find challenging?
So every time I meet someone that is looking for help within their brand, I can usually see it. It's like, I hate to make. Have you seen the movie Baby Mama?
No.
Okay.
Is that the blonde lady from SNL?
Yeah. I want to say Leslie Knope, but that's totally different. TV show. So Tina Fey and oh gosh, I'm blanking on her name. But anyways, there's a part in there where she just pretends like she can see the auras behind people and she describes what they look like. But that's kind of what I think about when I work with someone is what do I see within their brand, what kind of person they are, just by having a conversation. It's not like a test or anything like that. But I find that it comes very easily to me and therefore it makes it a lot of fun. And then the other thing too, I guess I should mention is we work with, I like to say, anyone in the health and wellness box. I put everybody in, but that's not limited to real estate because people are very concerned, given what you do with their health and wealth of their real estate, health and wealth of their finance, and then health and wealth, literally. So med spas, estheticians, Botox, different kind of med spas, and then nonprofits of the health and wealth of the community.
Okay. Excellent. You reminded me of the local, what is it? Is it the Phoenix Health and Wealth raffle? Or is it the Arizona one? I don't remember. It's
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler, you're right. Yes, that's her. Yep. Well done.
It was going to wake me up at 3 a.m. if I didn't remember it now.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just how they fund a lot of health programs around here. Is it's like kind of like a raffle type thing, which is good. It's good that they do it. It's for good programs.
Check it out.
So somebody is listening to us right now and wants to take some. So what are the initial steps they need to do before they reach out to you, just to get their world in order, in to make sense of it, so they know what to say to you and what are the first steps?
Sure. I mean,
personal brand.
we can just talk. Usually it's a pretty easy conversation. We like to get to know you first. And so as time goes on, that vision starts to come to life. But I would say, find me on LinkedIn. I'm, Caitlin Penny on LinkedIn, or Copper Theory Creative online across all social medias. And I would really just suggest taking a look at everything overall. Does your, do the insides match the outside? Does the in-person you match the online you? And are you talking to the right people that you want to be? Is that the audience that you want to focus on? Because if not, there's probably something in your messaging or language that needs to change. And if people don't understand instantly what you do, then you should probably revisit that as well. And so that's actually one of the things we always focus on first. And it just takes a conversation. There might be a hiccup somewhere in marketing, messaging, in person, your 30-second introduction, whatever it may be as part of the brand overall. Usually it just is, it just takes us a little bit of connecting the dots in a way to make sure that everything makes sense and is very digestible instantly to your audience. So I would take a look at everything, ask people how they perceive you. And if you're not sure about that answer, we can talk.
Okay. So it sounds like they need to not only know really their mission, their company's goals and missions, but also know their client and know their ideal client and their ideal client's goals.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. What's one of the biggest challenges you've had to overcome in your career?
Oh, there's so many. Entrepreneurship is not an easy thing. I started out very young, so I have had a business coach or two in the past, and I think I waited too long to get one of those. I would definitely suggest having a mentor, as you mentioned earlier, or have someone that can really teach you the ropes. I'm not saying copy the things that they're doing. I'm not saying ride their coattails if you want to have your own company. But there are some suggestions and probably some simple answers to some questions that you might think are a little complicated at this point. Just find someone that can help you organize everything and document things. Processes and systems are really important. And, you don't have to do everything the hard way. What if everything that you think is hard was just easy?
Right. So on that advice, right, get around the people who think what you're trying to do is easy, right? And then
right,
sort of mastermind that. But in terms of challenges for you, it was largely just being unguided as a young entrepreneur.
Yeah, I think I did everything the hard way. I wanted to figure it out. I wanted to touch everything. Okay. And I think that was detrimental to, how far along we could have been at this point if I just, kind of trusted the process, if I didn't have to figure out everything on my own. You spoke about networking earlier. Really own into the groups that you're visiting, the people that build your resources list, your power partner lists, because those relationships are going to be very important. And just remember that, you're not alone, because this can be very lonely at times, but sometimes it just takes asking the right person to get the answer that you're looking for. And so don't overcomplicate things, I would say.
Okay. Good advice. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, right?
Yes, exactly.
But also, success leaves clues, right?
Yes, that is true.
See some other people who've been there already. Okay. So it sounds like things are going well for you in your business. It's growing. Looking towards the future, I don't know if you have like an exit plan for your company in 10 years, 20 years, or what you plan on growing or whatever, but it's usually prudent to diversify and have some alternative income streams
Yes.
to replace your current active income or not. But what are your thoughts on that?
Sure. So it's been 8 years in business at this point, and I've built the team, I've rebuilt the team, and I finally took a step back and figured out what I need to be doing as the CEO of the company, rather than, the subject of touching everything. My goal is to have it essentially run itself without me being there on a daily basis. That requires processes and systems and certain people to kind of run the show behind the scenes, if you will. I'm not saying that, I don't want to be a part in this. I definitely still do, but I'm stepping up to do more speaking engagements in 2025. This year was a lot of internal growth for us. So we have a solid team now. We redid all of our messaging. All of that messaging is going on our brand new website that's about to roll out here soon. My social media team is running my social media. My graphic designer is handling that and all of our client projects. And it's just been a really great flow of things. And so now that we have all the things figured out to sort of create a well-oiled cog, if you whatever that analogy is.
Sure. Yeah. You have the machine ready to go. You can turn the crank. Nice.
Well-oiled machine. There we go. It's going to propel us to make it very clear on the website, online, who we are, what we offer. And this is, you're constantly doing this in business. So this is another iteration for us. And it feels really good. I literally cried when we redid our copy. And so
Oh, wow.
I know that we're getting to know each other, but that is not something that usually happens in the day of business in the life of Caitlin. So I was very proud, and I was like, you know what? I'm not crazy and I'm not psycho, and the inside of my head does not feel like a crazy pinball machine anymore. Thank you so much for this organized document.
Awesome.
This is great. So looking forward to it.
Okay. I was going to say, it's very educational to wear all the hats and do everything yourself, but it is not scalable.
Absolutely. Yes. So lots of workshops and then lots of speaking engagements in the year of 2025.
Okay. Excellent. I like so you've kind of already answered my reflection question. I like to ask people what they wish they knew sooner about building wealth and success. Yours was get a mentor. So that's a great answer.
Yeah.
Okay. So in addition to rolling things out and having your messaging dialed in and having systems, by the way, what do you implement a particular type of corporate management or operating system for your business?
Well, I have a person that does all of that.
Okay.
Mic drop.
Okay. Yep. That's how you outsource. Boom.
Yeah, I realized a couple of years ago, what I'm good at, what I like to do. Okay. All the team does the same things or different things, but same feelings. And that really helps us all grow together. And so having just everything documented, processes, systems, like you said, right. Just simple how-tos in the, if you want to take a vacation, you got to have the day documented beforehand. Okay. And right. So I would definitely suggest doing it. I can't say that more. Okay.
But you're not using like the EOS, the entrepreneurial operating system that goes with the book Traction or anything like that. Not that you're aware of.
No. We are on HubSpot currently. And like I said, I have an admin and a project manager and a systems person. So that has been wonderful because that is not my thing.
Excellent. So another question I like to ask is, what is your desired impact in the Phoenix area or your life?
It's a great question. I would say, I'm very big on, you never work a day if you're happy with what you're doing, right? And if you love what you do. And I hope that everyone can do that. And our mission is to really help people build that life that they love, because you have goals and there are more goals than just business. Usually it's freedom of time and freedom of money.
Again.
Yeah. And so our goal is to help you build a business to get to that point so you can spend more time with loved ones, for example. And, if you can have a prettier brand while doing so, something to be proud of, that's my dream situation. That's my dream scenario. That's what I want for you, myself, my team, everyone. And so that is our goal. And we do it by being bold and not being cliche. And this is not your classic marketing agency where it's just plug and play, drag and drop. Thank you for the check. Have a nice day. We're friends at the end of this, or the beginning, you choose. but have a good time. Live the life that you want to, and it'll be okay. Just trust the process.
Okay, excellent. All right. Thank you very much. You already mentioned Caitlin Penny on LinkedIn and coppertheorycreative.com, was it?
Yes, coppertheorycreative.com. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. You can find a lot of our content there and everything that's going on. One thing I forgot to mention was we are doing a Master Your Marketing workshop. This is a personal branding and social media workshop. And so this is on a one-to-one basis. We get to pick the day and we'll buy you lunch. But the more important piece is we spend that half day together and really focus and hyper focus on your personal brand and how to utilize that on social media. It doesn't have to be so hard. You just have to have a plan. And so that is any day you'd like. We just have to talk first, and it's a lot of fun. And so you'll see bits and pieces of that online and on our social media. The best thing I can one of the things I always ask when people ask me where we're at online is I speak, and one of the first things people do, even though I'm standing right in front of you speaking in the flesh, is go home and make sure that I'm a real person by looking me up on Instagram. How do you look on Instagram? I would think about that, and you'll find me. I promise.
Okay, that's funny that somebody would go away from you to see if you're real. It's
a credibility thing.
Yep. Yep. That's funny. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching and listening. Thank you very much, Caitlin Penny, for joining me today. We very much appreciate you sharing your story and insights into success and impact in Phoenix and marketing. Thank you.
Inspired by our guests? Visit phoenixprosperitypodcast.com/guest and join us on the show and share your success story with Tim. The spotlight awaits.